You're this person's wish come true with this I can't stop thinking of you energy. This is someone who can't believe that somebody like you is real and that they have an opportunity to experience romance and partnership with you. This is somebody who is like telling themselves, I didn't think someone like this could exist outside of my wildest imagination. It's like you stepped out of a centerfold, you stepped out of a movie, you stepped out of the most thrilling, juiciest, and fulfilling fantasy life that they have ever created for themselves. This person is drawn to you mind, body, and soul, and they don't want to leave you wondering where it is that they stand. This is somebody that would hate the idea of someone else coming in and taking what they feel is their place by your side. So this is somebody that's like cooking up a plan right now, a plan of action to impress you, to wine and dine you, to help you to see that this is somebody who brings forth very serious intentions of experiencing something with you that is more than just a fling, that is more than just temporary. They don't see you as like a conquest. So this isn't somebody that wants to come in and like play stupid little mind games with you. This is the type of person that is like, I want to put in the work. I want to put in the effort. I want to actually take the time to try and build something on many different levels with you so that there is the greatest possibility of success for the two of us in a long-term sense, because this is somebody that feels like once they get a taste of you, nothing else will do. This is something that already, like the experiences you've had with one another up to this point in time, it's like the standard has been raised, the bar has been raised for this person. Now that they are aware that somebody that possesses all these wonderful qualities that you have is real, is in the flesh, is standing before them, or is accessible to them at this particular point in time. This is somebody that's like, why would I settle for anything else? Why would I go out looking for something else? Why would I spend my time chasing anyone else when you are everything that I desire? So I'm ready for more than just texts. Yeah, so this person is like their mind is made up. They want to get together with you face to face. This is somebody, though, that feels that there's a lot of incentive and motivation to like see you in person, or maybe you've been chatting and it's like the next step would be, video chats with one another, something like that. This is the type of thing where it's like when I'm looking at you directly, when we're looking one another eye to eye, when I'm close enough to smell your scent, when it is just you and I having this up close and personal interaction and experience with one another, the idea of that kind of like makes them feel very vulnerable, very nervous, because there's a sense of like you could destroy me with a look. You could take all my walls down with a smile. Your energy, your essence, your presence is something which stirs a softness within this person that it feels like fits very well with kind of the hard exterior they may be having to present to the world, or how they kind of move through the world with sort of a part of them that is dormant when they haven't been properly stimulated romantically or emotionally or energetically by another person. But you already, in your dealings with one another so far, have awoken this deeper part of this person, that helps to kind of like bring a lot of things to balance inside of themselves. And so there's a sense of like, I don't know if I would be able, to empower like a current of fear inside of me once I took a step closer to you, once we started dating, once we started having more regular encounters with one another, or I opened up about feelings that have started to develop for you. It feels like the kind of thing that once we got started, I don't know if I'd be able to shut that off, which gives it almost feels like this is something where it's like they would give you a lot of their power. Like you'd be in the power position in this connection. Maybe you already are because of the effect that you have on them. And so it's not like it's something that makes them feel hesitant, but there's almost like a degree of needing to be very kind of like mindful of that, kind of cautious as far as like how they take steps forward, but not so that they're holding back, almost just so they do everything right or try to do everything right, because there's a sense of like not wanting to fumble the experience with you or the potential with you, because again, something that has already happened, that it feels like if things progress forward between the two of you even more, it's kind of like an experience with you would ruin them as far as like the possibility of love with other people is concerned. So this is somebody that is like, I want to try to make this work between the two of us, because I don't want to be back out on the streets. I don't want to have to like be single again. I don't want to have to be, pushed back in the deep end of the dating pool, or floundering around in the shallows once more, because I have aligned with you, and you are every type of right that I have been searching for my whole life. We also have trust me. So this person wants to build trust between the two of you, not so much by continuing to hold back, which it feels like they were trying to kind of establish trust by sort of exercising some kind of self-restraint, like the energy of attraction and lust that has been stirred within this person. It's very intense. And so there may have been a part of them that is kind of like, okay, if we're going to have anything more than just like a fun night, couple of good weeks, maybe a couple of good months, there needs to be something more to this. Like the chemistry is off the charts between the two of you. That is very clear. That is very obvious. So far it feels like it's something that it's kind of like the elephant in the room that hasn't been addressed, but it's pretty obvious between you and this person. You're deeply attracted to one another. That is established. This is somebody that has kind of been sort of taking a measured approach, or maybe taking time to soul search, because it's like, okay, if I want something more long term, we got to build in a different direction first. We got to allow time to be our friend in this circumstance. We have to have platonic experiences with one another. There has to be that energy of self-restraint, self-control. But it feels like that has been that approach has been exhausted. This is somebody that's like, I don't want to hold back. Like there's a pressure to kind of like take a leap forward. Like they've satisfied some part of themselves that is kind of like, okay, if we don't just sort of fling ourselves into this, if we don't just sort of, give in to this right from the start, this potency, this chemistry between the two of us, is there something where that energy of more of like a deliberate approach, that is something that would like kind of test the strength of the possibilities between the two of you. And so it's sort of like, if we hold back, that'll be the determining factor if there's something really here to work with, and if there's not. And so whatever has kind of taken place in that regard, as far as they're concerned up to this point in time, which might have even made you sort of call your power back, call your energy back. You might have been sort of like, okay, I'm not going to chase, I'm not going to take the lead, which it feels like that's something that this person's really responsive to. They don't want you to chase. They don't want you to take the lead. They are very intent on being the one to kind of steer this ship forward in the right direction. And so you've trusted them knowingly or unknowingly to kind of accomplish that to a certain extent up to this point in time. But now they've reached this place of sort of like, okay, time is of the essence. Like I feel that I've kind of controlled the outcome or the timing of this long enough. I feel that I have allowed some kind of aspect within me and between us to kind of stand the test of time, in terms of like, I had the urge to kiss you the first time that I met you. I felt very drawn to you, very magnetized to you. You stirred something up inside of me, but there's been this kind of pause, or this very sort of like slow, almost like at a glacial pace, moving forward in this connection, or having exchanges between one another. And so there's something where it's almost like this person knows that in order to continue to build from where you are at this point, there have to be some kind of like more obvious declarations of affection. There have to be more kind of like obvious experiences between the two of you in the material sense. This is the time to get together. This is the time to, start to date officially, start to have those face-to-face experiences. Or for those of you where this is like, somebody that you're dealing with virtually, to have those video chats, like something that kind of brings it beyond just kind of the cloaked energy that you each have been in, or the boundary, or the barrier, the space that's been between the two of you. This is something where it's like, in order to kind of further develop that trust between the two of us, there needs to be these experiences where we are a little closer to one another and giving in to that passion rather than kind of like holding back in that sense. We also have wait for me. Yeah, so this person does not want to miss out on you. They hate the idea of you becoming someone else's blessing. So there may be some kind of indicator, that your responsiveness to them is sort of cluing them in on. It's kind of like, okay, you're not going to wait around forever. They need to sort of take some action or step out of the way so that somebody that is maybe a little different in their approach can enter. Or maybe you're kind of like, you're giving them the vibe, you're giving them the indicator of sort of like, I'm not going to wait around forever for this. I know my worth, I know what I'm looking for, I know what I bring to the table, and so if that is not celebrated by you, if that's not something you're interested in, if that's not something you want, I have no problem kind of like packing up my things and moving in another direction. Like they get that message very clearly. And so this is somebody that now understands that it's like, okay, the ball's in their court. They need to take that step forward. They need to, profess this intention to you, not just to kind of like keep things sort of dangling where they are at this particular point in time, but something where this person understands they need to like seize the moment and really thrust this connection forward into a different sort of direction so that you are kind of building on that clarity with one another, building on those experiences, having that like wonderful sort of face-to-face experience with one another, because there's a sense of like there's nothing to fear about this passion between the two of you. There's already been enough kind of like respect or understanding or patience that has kind of taken place at this point that has laid some kind of a foundation. And so this is somebody who's very aware, like the time is now to take that step forward in the direction of creating more closeness so they don't get left behind. We also have suddenly all the songs I hear are about you. So this person could want to take you out dancing. This person could definitely be listening to like romantic music, sappy songs, and thinking of you. You are somebody that is like the centerpiece of their fantasy life. Both those kind of spicy fantasies as well as things that are very, just kind of like you could have these out in the light of day and nobody would be judging or disapproving of these things. This is somebody that every aspect of their being is attracted to you. They're very drawn to you. There's a sense of like they want to have an experience with you that is like making music with one another. This is something where it's kind of like you fit in very well energetically and actually with what they have been wanting to experience in a partnership that has a lot of the ingredients for something that is very harmonious. So there's definitely something where they're kind of like building up that courage, working up the nerve, kind of getting themselves sort of in position, in alignment internally, maybe using romantic songs. It's kind of like the motivation and the inspiration to not just kind of provide like a casual offer. It feels like this is not somebody that wants to come across very like nonchalant, like, so if you're not doing anything, if you're gonna be there, maybe I'll be there and we'll see one another. They don't want to do that. They want to make it very clear that it's like, okay, I'm asking you out on a date. This is, with the intention of we are going to sort of grasp this passion between the two of us, and we're going to do something with that, directly, outwardly, actually. This is the kind of thing where this person doesn't want to kind of like leave you in the realm of mystery or unknowing. Like, what are their intentions? Are they coming or going? What's to be expected in this situation? This is definitely somebody that is like, there's been enough of that. We've dwelled in that territory for long enough. I've been in my head about this and all the possibilities for long enough. So I need to just seize the moment and kind of bring that out. Sing you the song of my heart and see if this is something that is in alignment, is attuned to what it is that you are seeking in terms of partnership and more experiences with me. I also have, I'm overthinking everything. Yeah, so this person's trying to get the timing, the details, exactly what they're going to say down correctly. This is somebody, it feels like, that has rehearsed this. They have thought about it from several different angles, kind of like, okay, what are we going to do? What's this next step going to be? What if you say no? What if you say yes? Like, they've entertained that fear long enough. And so there's all these kind of forces inside of them that are pushing them to just do it, just say it, just say something, get it out there, take that first step. They may have a very specific kind of like event or time, or like an idea of something, like, okay, if it's a first date, like, this will be the perfect first date. This will be the right time, where it's kind of like, you know, there's no pressure for either of us to perform, or to be anything other than ourselves, but it's still a circumstance or an environment, or you know, an experience where it's not just kind of like, hey, we're gonna go hang out as friends, or you know, sort of just like because it's something we both might like to do, but that it is exclusive enough or obvious enough that it's like, yeah, no, we're going together as a couple. We're doing something. We are stepping over the threshold of possibility and into that exploration of like all of this possibility, all this chemistry, all this potential that has been established between the two of you, and your outward, you know, communications, your dealings with one another, as well as everything that has kind of been built up or pedestalized within this person as they've been thinking about you, as they've been reflecting on things, as they've been planning things. There's kind of like, okay, I don't want to sit and think about this anymore. This is the time for action. This is the time to say something. This is the time to do something. If I can't walk away. Yeah, so this is somebody that is like, I need to take a step forward towards you. I need to see what more can happen between the two of us. I don't want to just leave this to chance. I don't want to continue to feed into that energy of fear. I don't want someone else to come in and take a different approach, be more bold than I have been, and then I'm stuck wondering what if for the rest of my life. So this is somebody that, instead of kind of like taking steps back or standing in place as they may have been doing, this is somebody that is getting ready to thrust themselves forward beyond that threshold of fear, and really kind of just like put themselves out there in a very bold way, so that you know they've got deeper intentions than they have let on, so that you know that this is somebody that is interested in exploring that passion. They don't want to hold back. They don't want to kind of tread delicately from this point forward. It's kind of like, okay, whatever happens, happens. You know, I feel that this is in my highest good. I feel it'll be in your highest good. So let's have that experience together. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.